So, I got a few movies here to talk about. Let's talk about some of the movies I watched recently. First one up was Mary Poppins. This is obviously a classic Disney movie that, is really popular. I've never seen it before. I watched it this time for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun. The music was great. I could definitely see why I didn't enjoy this one as a child. I think there's like this thing with people because they grew up with on it. It means it's timeless, but I think this one doesn't hold up that well. There's a lot of great aspects to this movie, but it's talking about like shillings and all these things, and it's like, well, that's not a thing anymore. And as a kid, I wouldn't have understood it. It's a timeless movie when you're older, but I think this movie is becoming one of those movies that is getting less timeless as time goes on. As an adult, I really appreciate it. But when I watched this when I was 8 for the first time, I didn't appreciate it, and that's why I left the room and didn't finish the movie. So this was actually my first time watching it in its entirety. Great movie, had some great music, great performances. Julie Andrews, is great. She's Mary Poppins, and she's great in Sound of Music, stuff like that. Dick Van Dyke. I think he's actually the worst part of this movie, but yeah, he still has a fun kind of performance here. And the animation and live action blending for a movie made, what was this, 1950 something? It actually might have been earlier than that. Let's see. I don't know, but good movie. Then I got these from Disney Insider Club, the Cars movies, and I'll be honest, I don't like these movies. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I want to get every Pixar movie, and so I picked these up. And I watched the first one, which I always enjoyed the best out of the two. I know there's a third one. I don't have that one yet, so when I get that one, I will watch it again. But I enjoyed this one the best from memory, and it was worse than I remember. It's not a terrible movie. It's just fine. It's just dumb that these movies are about cars. For crying out loud. Like, yeah, I get it's a kid's thing. It's an ingenious marketing gimmick, but in terms of the story, it means nothing that these are cars. This is a story that could be told with humans and does not need to be cars. And so that's why it makes it more ridiculous that the second movie is a spy movie. And I love how Lightning McQueen is like front on this cover, but he's not front in center in the movie. Mater is in a spy movie, and it's like, why is this a spy movie? It doesn't have anything to do. There's just a worthless franchise of movies. I'm sorry. I hate saying that, but it's kind of true. Worthless franchise of movies. So then I watched Batman Forever because I was babysitting, and I want to watch a couple movies with him, and I knew that he loves Batman, so I was like, all right, well, I can't show him Batman 1989 or Batman Returns, because I know there's like some kids who grew up on it would probably say, well, that's fine, I watched it when I was a kid. I don't think for an 8-year-old that would be appropriate, just personally. So I showed him the one that's like the least bad, and I put it on, and he liked it, which was Batman Forever. I hadn't seen this movie for a very long time. It's good for just being like a campier version of Batman, I guess. Like, if I just treat this like a kid's movie, I would say it's fine. But it's just like, it's a little bit awkward and clunky. There's been talks of there being maybe a director's cut of this movie. I believe it after watching it. There are a lot of plot points in this movie that are so brushed over that maybe in a director's cut fix that. And I'm wondering if that exists, because I would watch a director's cut of Batman Forever. I think there's enough here that having a director's cut could make it a good movie. I don't know. Don't know if there is one. But if there is one, hell yeah. But he watched that one, and he's like, what about the next one? I'm like, well, I guess we're going to watch Batman Forever. And it looks great in 4K. Movie shit, though. Just shitty movie. Just awful movie. if you've never seen Batman Forever, it is a blast for how funny bad it is what people probably have told you. But honestly, that's probably not the truth. Because there are laughable, hysterical moments. Like Batman gets on, or no, he crashes through the window. And this is a scene in the movie, real scene. And he says, "High freeze." I'm not even joking. That's the exact line from the movie. It says, "High freeze, I'm Batman." Then he goes and slides down the dinosaur in this museum. Flintstone style. Like, I literally thought, Yabba Dabba Doo story. Like, I thought Flintstones, like, as soon as I saw that. And I'm, like, sitting here like, what? And, like, moments like that are really, really funny. But the rest of the movie is not that funny. In fact, a lot of this movie is just boring. Because, like, it's just bad. But it's not like, wow, what an interesting bad movie. I mean, it is an interesting bad movie for how not to make a movie. But it's not, like, so interesting bad in the sense that, like, oh, so funny I could laugh at it. Like, I think a movie that's so funny I laugh at the whole way through is, like, The Happening, right? I can watch The Happening and laugh at that movie the whole way through. This doesn't have that quality, so it's just a bad movie with some laughable moments. But not a whole movie that's laughable. And Batman and Robin sucks. No one should ever watch it. But yeah, I would say if you want to watch all the Batman movies, of course you should watch this movie. Because that's, it's all the Batman movies. But yeah, I just, awful movie.